Kuteua serikali alikuwa William Ruto. Mimi nilikuwa na mkataba ya pale Mlimani. Na nilipigania kwa sababu ukiingiza watu kwa serikali kupitia mpango lazima upiganie watu wako. Sasa nyinyi mlikuwa hakuna mtu ya kupigania nyinyi kwa sababu kura yenu mligawa. Wengine mkapatia Ruto, wengine mkapatia Raila. Na hapo ndio shida iko. Na mimi nichukue nafasi hii niambie Wakisii leo. Mimi nimefurahi sana kuona mmechukua huyu kijana wenu Fred Matiang'I na kuwa na matumaini ya kwamba anaweza kuwa rais wa Jamhuri ya Kenya. Na niliona juzi vile alikaribishwa pale na nikafurahi sana. Na mimi naona hii jamii sasa imeanza kupata mwelekeo. Kwanza, muachane na mambo ya bruka. Mambo ya kupitia mtu mwingine ndio mkuje kwa meza ya kitaifa, muachane naye. Huyu kijana wenu Fred Matiang'I alifanya kazi na Uhuru Kenyatta. Na kuangalia kwetu alifanya kazi nzuri sana, alikuwa mwaminifu kwa Rais Uhuru Kenyatta. Na alisukuma kazi sana akiwa waziri wa elimu. Sana, kazi ambayo inaonekana. Najua nasikia watu wengi wanamtaja wale walikuwa shule wakati hiyo. Amekuja pale, amekuwa waziri wa usalama, amefanya kazi ambaye inaonekana. Kutoka hapo ameenda pale World Bank, amepewa kazi kubwa sana. Huyu tukimwangalia ni kiongozi ambaye ametosha, ameiva. Kwa qualification ametosha kuongoza Kenya na anaweza. Lakini ataongoza vipi? Lazima apigiwe kura na watu ya Kenya. Hizi kura atapigiwa na watu ya Kenya. Itakuwa namna gani mimi niambie watu ya Mlima Kenya tuunge Fred Matiang'I mkono kama yeye hajatuonesha kwa dhihirisho ya kwamba nyumbani ameungwa mkono kikamilifu. Kwa hivyo jambo la kwanza, tuko pale presidential candidate wengi. Mimi niko pale, nataka kuwa rais wa Jamhuri ya Kenya. Tuko na huyu Martha Karua anataka kuwa rais wa Jamhuri ya Kenya. Tuko na huyu Eugene Wamalwa anataka. Tuko na huyu Kalonzo Musyoka anataka. Tuko na Fred Matiang'I sasa amejiunga na sisi. Sisi pale mwisho tutaketi, ndio tutoe candidate moja ambaye atakubana na William Ruto. Lazima tufanye hivyo na tutafaulu na tutaketi pamoja. Lakini ndio huyu Matiang'I akuwe na chance. Lazima afike pale kwa meza ya kitaifa, atuoneshe na ushahidi ya kwamba ameunganisha jamii ya nyumbani 2.5 ako nayo kwa meza. Sasa ndio tuanze kuulizana, okay, bwana Fred Matiang'I umekuja na 2.5, fine. Formula gani tutaweza fanya tukusaidie? Hiyo kura yenu ndio Ruto alikuja naye. Kwa hivyo inawezekana, it's possible. Lakini shida pale kwenu ni kugawa kura zenu. Sigine mnapatia Raila, sigine mnapatia Ruto, sigine mnapatia nani. Wakati umefika kama mko serious ya kwamba mngetaka kijana wenu akuwe pale kwa serikali, either president, deputy president ama chief cabinet secretary, whichever, ile tutasikizana kwa sababu pale tutaketi. Lakini tunataka Wakisii wakuwe ndani ya hii serikali. Jambo la kwanza.
Hiyo mambo ya Matiang'I tutaongea sana.
Mimi nasema jambo la kwanza.
Yes. Lakini
ni mtu uoneshe. Okay. Mumeungana nyinyi nyote.
Yes.
Nyuma ya kiongozi moja. Na ndio hiyo Ruto anaita ukabila.
Yes.
Kwa sababu anajua mkiungana nyinyi yote hakuna kura atapata pale Kisii. Na ndio ako na uchungu, anasema hiyo ni ukabila. Yeye akiunganisha Wakalenjin, hakuna mtu alisema ni ukabila. Yake ameunganisha yote. Vile aliunganisha Wakalenjin, akakuja kuongea na sisi. Ndivyo tunataka Matiang'I aunganishe Wakisii. Akuje kwa meza ya kitaifa, aongee na wengine. Na ataongea akiwa na nguvu. Kwa sababu ukiwa na watu 2.5 million, unakaa kama mwanaume kwa meza na kusema mimi nimekuja kwa hii kikapu ya kitaifa, nimekuja na hii. Tafadhali, mimi niko na maono, niko na sera, niko na experience, mimi naweza ongoza Kenya. Munipatie nafasi ndugu zangu. Lakini ndio munipatie nafasi hata mimi nimefanya bidii kidogo. Nimekuja na hii, niko naye hapa kwa meza.
Today, Wanasias, the governors and delegates, it is a remarkable day because we have had comparison of what doctors do in Botswana, what doctors do in South Africa. Last year we had what they're doing in Nigeria and what they're doing in Ghana. So we are asking that from this engagement today, that the delegates have listened, the delegates have been here, that can we forge a partnership that will ensure that the many strikes that happen in the counties comes to an end. Because of today, NEC declared and approved strikes in 18 counties that I was to mention today. But because I have to honor your presence, and I have to honor the presence of the governor, we will postpone releasing the strike notices with 2 weeks. But we ask you that the strike of Kiambu that is to commence soon, Governor, and CS may intervene. I will not want to talk about the character of the leadership of Kiambu, but I will state categorically that we have tried as a union to look for the governor, to look for the leadership without any success. That when we are saying we are going on strike is the only option. That is the Kiambu. We are also asking that we have strike in Kakamega and strike in Marsabit. You are coming here today, we believe, will call those strikes to an end. Because when healthcare of a country is at risk, we will not look at any governor. We will not look at any person in this country when healthcare is not functional. It will rise squarely on your desk as the CS.
Number two, and lastly, is advice to my colleagues. I have mentioned this before, and I'll mention it again. In here, we have a lot of scientists. I see my professors are here. Professor Winongor is there. I saw him somewhere. I see my other professor is there. In here, we have a lot of experience. People who have managed schools as deans, people who have managed hospitals as med-subs, people who have even been in positions of CCs, everywhere. We have a lot of knowledge in here. Do not diminish your knowledge. You must rise to the level of thought leadership for the sector. You must put forward proposals that are implementable. You must put forward solutions of how this country must be run. Do not diminish all the knowledge and the resource that is in this room into something small. And you know what I call small? When you delegate the duty and the knowledge that you have of determining the policies that we have into begging for your welfare. That I call small. I think we must rise above that. And I want us to all coalesce our heads and look at what is the next big thing. The Social Health Authority that has been put forward to us has a lot of opportunities, the digitization. We have doctors right now unemployed, and I was talking to my professors last week, and I was asking them, you can't call yourself very successful as a professor with a clinic when your younger colleagues are not employed. What's your solution? What's your knowledge? What are you putting forward as a policy? Because the only solution can't be that the government has failed. That surely can't be the only solution. We must look at the context of the healthcare system. We must understand what we need to do. And then with the leadership of the cabinet secretary, we will help you do three things. One, we will help you align those your thoughts with the government policies. We will help you align it with the resource envelope. And number three, we will help you make it sustainable. But you must bring the thought leadership. You must bring the reports. You must bring the idea. That idea must be innovative. Don't be like Kodak that said we did nothing wrong, but you collapsed. So you can sit all in this room and discuss after ourselves and say that we did nothing wrong, it is the minister. But your doctors are not employed. You can keep pointing fingers as much as you want to point fingers, but your patients are not getting the care. But your profession is losing the trust. I leave it up to you, colleagues. rise above the little. Rise above the little. It's our time to change healthcare now.
I really want to urge all of you leaders, delegates, and members to remain engaged. Let us keep the lines of communication open. Let us work together to strengthen the foundation of our health system. All of us together, we need, and other healthcare workers in the country, we need to bring back the hope and the confidence the people of Kenya should have on the healthcare system. The government is investing in its people. You are that investment. And with your input and partnership, we will build a system that is fair, that is responsive, and that is world-class. Together we can make UHC a reality, not just in policy, but in every clinic, in every ward, and in every operating room across our country.
Mr. Secretary, will the U.S. negotiate between India and Pakistan?
Secretary, can you tell us more about the rescue in Venezuela?
After meeting the Secretary of State, with whom we also discussed the Haiti mission, the Kenyan mission in Haiti, and I am pleased to actually acknowledge that he gave us assurance that they will continue to support the Haiti mission, and they also acknowledged the very, very critical step that Kenya is playing in providing leadership for this mission. So that was a very, very important takeaway, if I may put it in that context. I will be leaving Washington today so that I can now proceed to the Dominican Republic. The sole purpose is that we are engaging with that Dominican Republic government so that we can sign a memorandum of understanding that will support the Kenyan security personnel in Haiti in the event of any need for urgent medical evacuation. The government of the Dominican Republic rather, has agreed to support us, and we want to formalize this arrangement. Thereafter, because we also have links with Brazil, I'll then proceed to Brazil to also conclude our bilateral arrangements with Brazil in Brasilia. I said in Brazil we are going to cover some bilateral arrangements because we have an embassy in Brazil, they have a mission in Kenya, and for a long time we have not had what you'd call a joint bilateral conversation. We normally have this in programmed intervals. So I'm going to Brazil so that we can also enter into new instruments for us to continue consolidating our partnership. I had a meeting with Mr. Ambassador Greer, the U.S. Trade Representative, and in this meeting we have agreed to engage so that we can deal with the trade-related matters, because you know the tariff conversation is very topical at this point in time, and when you look at Africa, the question of AGOA is more or less coming to its end. Congress, of course, has the opportunity to make the final decision but we don't know whether they will renew it or not. But every indication is that the enthusiasm to have AGOA extended may not be as strong as it was in the past. So we have to start adjusting to the new realities. And I believe that we shall be having our team to engage immediately with the United States government so that we can have a conversation that will clear the concerns that may have been arising out of the tariff adjustments that are taking place. That again, I think, went very well. Thereafter, we've had meetings with the Exim Bank of the US. I've also met with the DFC because we also want to bring more United States foreign direct investment into Kenya and to also ensure that programs that are ongoing are supported by American institutions supporting their private sector. We also had a session with Congress where I was able to meet with the chair of the Foreign Affairs Committee, Brian Mast. And again, this was important because we have to get them to understand where we are coming from and where we want to go as a country as we work together. Finally, we have also had good engagements with the American Chamber of Commerce because we have been putting a lot of emphasis on economic and commercial diplomacy as a country so that we can attract foreign investment, we can attract strong partnerships with the private sector players in different parts of the world. So this is the key to it. I arrived in Washington on Tuesday morning, 6th of May, because on the following day I had a critical meeting with the Secretary of State, the Honorable Marco Rubio, and we had a lot of critical conversations on issues of mutual importance between the government and the people of Kenya and the United States administration. I want to say that it was a high-level meeting, and it is a situation where Kenya was one of the early nations to have a conversation from the African continent with the new Trump administration. And our conversation focused on matters of peace and security in Kenya. Peace and security in Kenya also focused on our bilateral ties with the United States. And I believe that we have made very, very good inroads, and we have a better understanding of how the priorities continue to unfold in the United States and how they relate to us, so that there's a convergence of their interests and indeed also of our interests.